Alright, hey guys, it's Obsolete Solace. So we decided that we were going to do a little bit different. Normally we do the FMLs, or we do a funny thing, or we do a music thing. But I'm pretty passionate about going to the Comic-Cons. I don't know if you've ever been to a Comic-Con before, but they're a big comic book, video game, nerd type of thing. And I went to one this weekend, which I go 5 or 6 or 7 times a year to different cities and different cons. And I finally decided that we needed to do a video titled Cause Consent. No, not Cause Consent. Con Courtesy.
Con Courtesy.
Yeah, Con Courtesy. And because you can literally take a fun time that should be enjoyable, and because of other people, they can ruin it for you because they can't follow the basics to Comic-Con. So I thought it was best that we do a video on Con Courtesy. And plus, Brendan's never been to a con before.
So it's informational for me as well, so I can figure out what to expect at a con, and then also, certain ethical criteria, whatever that entails, and the overall etiquette when it comes to going to a con.
And this isn't just for if you cosplay, this is also if you're just going. This is pretty informative for anybody that does decide to go to Comic-Cons. So, once again, Con Courtesy, I have a list, so we're just going to go over it, and hopefully it helps you out so that you're not surprised. But here we go. Before you ever even get to con, whether you're cosplaying or whether you're just going, please shower, and I mean that in the most respectful way. Make sure that you put deodorant on, because if you are in a cosplay that requires a lot of layers, you're going to get hot, you're going to get sweaty, and 90% of the time when you're at Comic-Con, you're shoulder to shoulder with everybody. So that's a benefit for you, that's a benefit for everyone else that you're going to be standing in line or walking around shoulder to shoulder with.
Also, you don't want to use too much spray, so if you're using Axe, you can use Axe, but use it sparingly, because
and Axe isn't a shower either.
Yeah.
My next point is children. I have a daughter that I have taken to Comic-Cons before. I love the fact that parents bring their kids to Comic-Cons, they dress them up, they wheel them around. I have no issue with that. I see some lady pushing a kid in a stroller, that's awesome, I'll get out of the way, be courtesy about it. Here's the problem that I do have. When you are talking to people or you are looking at stuff and your kid is crying, please take your kid to the outside corridors of the Comic-Con. Don't have your kid just stand there screaming and you ignore them. Please take your kid out to the food area, to the outside corridors, even an outside walking path, and settle your kid down. Nothing ruins a Comic-Con like a bunch of screaming kids. So, when you are cosplaying, let's just say if you're wearing a dress, or if your cosplay has a tail, or anything that drags behind you, do not scowl at people for stepping on your cosplay. You need to understand that 90% of the time this place is shoulder to shoulder. Like, you either need to hold on to it and pull it closer to you, or you need to figure out something different, because it's not only rude for me when I have to step on your stuff unintentionally, but it's rude for you to turn around and either give me a dirty look or say something nasty when you should have known to begin with that there's not a whole lot of room. Like, I gotta stand right up on you to walk down the aisles. And if you have stuff trailing behind you, you know, it's gonna get stepped on, period. They have signs at the Comic-Cons that say this, but I just thought I would reiterate it. Cosplay does not mean cause consent. That doesn't mean that just because somebody is dressed up that they're going to want to take a picture with you or they want to talk to you. 99.3% of the time, if you dress up and you go to a Comic-Con, you're going to want to talk about your costume, the time that it took into it, how you built it, what it cost, you know, stuff like that, and people are excited to take pictures with you. The problem is when you want to take a picture with somebody and you start pulling on their cosplay or you start messing with their stuff to get their attention. Don't do that. Some people put a lot of time and effort into their stuff, and you pulling on something or, you know, pushing them or trying to get their attention might break their cosplay, and that would be very rude. You don't want to do that. Kindly just wait a second, try to get their attention, and you're okay. Stay to one side of the aisles. It's like traffic. You know, if you're walking up an aisle, stay to the right. If you're walking down an aisle, stay to the right. If something is on your left and you see that there are 500 people walking past you, don't stop and wait for a gap. Walk all the way to the end and come back around and go into your booth. Nobody likes congestion, and it's rude, and it sucks. It really ruins a Comic-Con when you have to stand there waiting for people to turn left or turn right. Just do what you gotta do. Be courteous about it. Don't be pushy. When you see a bunch of people standing at a booth, don't try to wiggle your way through two people to get up there. I know that their booths run out of stuff and you don't want to miss your opportunity to buy something. I would suggest coming on a Friday. That's when all the booths open and that's your better chance of getting stuff. But if you do come and you see that there's a lot of people up there, wait your turn. Or kindly ask somebody if you can get up there. You know, nobody likes that person that tries to wiggle their way through and the people on the ends get pushed out when they probably waited. So don't be pushy about stuff. Or even standing in line or anything. Don't be pushy. This is another biggie. Do not stand in the middle or don't stand in the walking paths talking or taking pictures. The Comic-Con is pretty much like a big square, and if you're in the center, you can kindly ask somebody to move to the outer edges. There are walking paths, there's like walls to stand on and lean against. Move out there to talk or take pictures. It's another congestion issue that we run into almost every con that we go to. When somebody walks up to me and wants to talk, I kindly ask them if we can move off to the side. It causes too much congestion because people get excited, then more people walk up and want to talk and take pictures. You need to move off to the side. It's a courtesy thing. Especially people are trying to get to one end. Remember that people are trying to meet people and they're on time limits. Don't be the reason somebody didn't get their picture with somebody or get an autograph. Don't be that person. Use your manners. Please and thank you will get you a long way, not only at Comic-Cons, but in life, period. But if you do happen to bump into somebody, say you're sorry, or hey, I didn't mean to do that. Just something that the other person doesn't walk away like, God, that guy was a jerk.
Yeah, because I mean, you know, like he said before, you're pretty much elbow to elbow with people, and, you know, at some point you probably are going to bump into somebody. It happens, you know, you bump into somebody, it happens. But basically, when it comes down to it, just be courteous. Be like, I'm sorry. And, if they're rude to you about it and they're like, well, watch where you're going, just brush it off your shoulder and just move on your way. You were polite. It was an accident. It happens.
Yeah. And it does happen. Remember, you're elbow to elbow. You might take a left and accidentally bump in, or don't take a left. You might take a right around a corner. You didn't see the person. Just be courteous about it. Say you're sorry. I'm sure that they'll apologize as well, because it does happen. Be aware of your cosplay for cosplayers. And if you bought a whole bunch of stuff, or you're pushing around a kid, or whatever, be aware of what you have. Nobody likes the guy that's in a big knight costume with the big shoulder pads, or a Super Saiyan with their long shoulder pads, and they turn and they get slapped with it. Face. Or, if you got a kid in a stroller, you're running people over. Or if you're carrying a whole bunch of bags and you're swinging them and you're hitting people, don't do that. I'll leave it at that. Don't.
This makes things chaotic, and
it's just rude.
Shit flying all over the place, and people get hurt. And
okay, here's one, and once again, I won't mention any Comic-Cons, but I did go to one this weekend. And to get to the ticket place to buy your tickets, you have to go up 2 flights of escalators, and then you have to go down, because the Comic-Con is actually on the first floor. Well, the problem that we were running into was we would go up one escalator and people would just stop at the top of the escalator and start talking in big groups. And you can't go off to the right, you can't go off to the left, and the escalator is pushing you forward. So other than yell, hey, move, or even try to be kind about it, just don't stand.
That's just kind of common sense.
Don't take pictures in front of the escalator. Don't stand in front of the escalator. Don't talk in front of the escalator. The other issue that we had this weekend was there was also stairs. Don't sit on the stairs. Comic-Cons have plenty of places for you to sit along the walls. There's normally a food place. Some cons are in hotels, and you can walk out of the con, and there's seating. Don't sit on the stairs. It's another congestion issue. It's a safety hazard, especially if you're in a cosplay and you can't see your feet in front of you or stuff like that. Don't sit on the stairs, or stand there and talk, or take pictures. So another thing and this is my last point, remember that you're a con to have fun. Cons are a fun place to be. They're a fun place to meet people. You get to see all sorts of neat stuff that you won't see anywhere else on the planet, except for maybe another con, or a comic book store, or Amazon. But they're a fun place to be. You need to enjoy yourself. Don't walk around like you're miserable. Have fun. Nerd out. Enjoy yourself. Bring people with you. They normally help make it be a fun time. The last thing that we will say for this video is, if you did enjoy, make sure that you like and subscribe to the page if you haven't already. We will be doing 2 other videos that are con oriented. We will be doing a cons tip, which is preparation to go to the con, things you need to remember to bring with you, how to navigate around the cons, pricing and stuff, not specifics, but examples, and just some common knowledge that somebody that's never been to a con will definitely appreciate. The other thing that we'll be doing is we will be doing a cosplay breakdown tip, where Brendan and I will be helping you put your cosplays together, and how to pick a character, and things that you need to be conscious of when choosing to cosplay.
Which I'm excited, because he will actually, not just him, but a group of friends, we're going to go to a con in this April, here next month.
Indianapolis.
And they get to pop my con cherry, because I've never been to a con before, and I might cosplay. So this will be good for me, because it'll give me tips on to get prepared for my first con, and also how to pick out my cosplay. I may or may not do a cosplay.
Normally my suggestion is your first con, don't cosplay, because you're still figuring out the layout. Most cons have the same layout. They do change it up a little bit, but they do have the same layout, and you need to be aware of types of vendors that are out there. You also, those are the things that you need to focus on before you actually decide to cosplay. But since you know people that have been to several cons, I think me and Todd are on 8, 9, 10 something cons that we've been in.
Been to quite a few, I know that.
Yeah, we've been to a lot. So, but it took us that long to figure out how things are done, and there is con etiquette, there is things you need to be aware of, and once again, we will be doing 2 more videos, and one is con basics, and they really are the basics, and they will give you a heads up prior to going to a con, and a cosplay breakdown, and that'll help you choose a character. If you already have one in mind, things you need to stay conscious of when putting it all together, and when you get to the con, what to expect.
Yep, and as that all being said, as always, thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, hit the like button, and subscribe to our channel. And if you have any certain topics that you want us to discuss involving, con etiquette or getting prepared for a con, like I said, we're going to do a video later on about getting prepared for one and breaking down on how to choose your cosplay. But if you have anything that you would like us to address, you have any questions on, let us know in the comments, send us an email, or you can message us on Facebook as well. You can get a hold of us, and we will definitely cover that material and answer those questions for you. So thank you guys once again for watching, and we will see you guys in the next video.